Ford, Chevrolet, and Pontiac is what I have templates for. I'm going to do a little digging here and see if there are any additional templates, but I don't recall seeing that many extra templates for it. So I've been getting really annoyed that I hadn't really been able to identify exactly what was going on. It was getting really annoying that my computer was lagging and shit. I would move the mouse and nothing would happen. I finally went, you know what? This keeps getting worse and worse, and the computer seems to be completely irresponsive while this is happening.
Coming off a win in their previous
what
game.
happens if I put new batteries in the mouse?
Hi again, everybody, and
welcome. Just the mouse batteries I think were dying.
Another great night
you
for
always
baseball.
Think it's the
Partner,
computer
are you ready for this one?
I sure am.
Well,
This
then
is
I
going to be a great match.
I swear I was having the same issue on the
home team,
old computer. I bet it's just the mouse batteries. I thought I'd replace them, but I said,
this
okay,
game
I'll do it again.
features the Detroit Tigers and the Boston Red Sox.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Here's the game's first
So I've got Delta Sim actually have all the shit in this mod. So there's 2 Plymouths, a Dodge, Ford, Mercury, Chevy, and Pontiac available here. Okay, engine nips, car viewer, a 1964
good
car set, cars.
Got a good pitch to hit right there, and he put it in the outfield for a single.
Anything else? That's the same one. Maybe all those. I'm just trying to see if I can find. Stunot doesn't have a section for it, which means it's going to be very difficult to find anything at it.
That will fall in for a base hit.
Let's...
Not in time.
I don't think there's anything on this executive mod at all. It seems.
Barnes takes his turn at bat.
Yeah, it looks like those are the only templates that seem to exist. Let me look at racing reference. I bet you those are all the templates that exist. It's all that actually raced in 63 in the real world.
I think I have everything they had in 1963, except I added Lincoln and Oldsmobile.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking maybe I make the Lincolns into Mercuries and make the Oldsmobiles into just random, random brand sort of here. What was it doing here?
That's an RBI
That's something weird. It's with the font on
Done a
it.
great job of knocking the run, and look at this, they're still threatening. Stop doing that to me now. Oh, I bet you I could get it to do this. Format him.
Up next, Nick Johnson. Arroyo delivers strike 1 call.
He's registered 6 wins and 7 losses on the season. All he needs is a deep fly ball.
Oh yes, sirree, I can make that a thing. That'll make this a little easier to look at for some people.
Misses for a ball. Looking at the field, it's easy to see why the grounds crew is regarded as one of the best in the business. Swing and a miss, he struck him out.
I don't know why I just tried to spell Chevrolet with an extra goddamn E in it.
Chevrolet.
Yeah, it was apparently what I was trying to spell. Did you take a look at the document I sent you for next year?
Strike on the inside corner.
No, I haven't seen a document.
Every time he gets on.
I sent you a spreadsheet that was for next year.
For 2021.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I did not see that.
Yep. I went ahead and started setting it up and kind of get an idea of what things we're thinking of doing. And, getting the drivers also up. But wanting to add another series, the one that seems to be recommended most by people I've talked to is to try to do something dirt, because anything touring cars or sports cars is going to be a big pain in the ass, although I'm not convinced that trying to do World Outlaw sprint cars is going to be less of a pain in the ass. I'm kind of trying to get... I don't even think about their schedule yet, which is a problem for me.
Here's the batting order for
Dirt might be a problem because there's so many races.
Well, so my thought was we would pick, the big shows like the, Kings Royal, the Nationals, that kind of stuff, and then one of their weekend shows would be our points race league, so we wouldn't do every single race.
We should definitely do dirt, since dirt is probably the most popular thing on here, other than NASCAR.
Did you see the truck schedule?
No.
Fastball for a strike.
We're going to Knoxville.
A track other than Eldora.
No swing.
The batter got the benefit of the...
They're not going to Eldora.
Nice.
There are two dirt races, Knoxville and Bristol. They're also going back to Watkins Glen,
Stays 1-2.
and I think Knoxville, Canadian Tire, and Gateway are their only standalone races.
I agree with Dale Earnhardt Jr. If you're gonna run Bristol, just run Bristol.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how that race goes, but I have very little faith that it's going to be a good race.
Partner, he gets ahead of him and never looks back.
It'll be
Sweet
interesting.
strikeout.
If it's just one time, I think it'll be pretty interesting.
Mahomes
But if they
makes
do it
his way to
again,
the plate.
I don't think it'll be that interesting.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic
1-0.
that
Sometimes
the
you try to
Cup
make
car
a
might
good
be
change.
halfway decent, it depends on the track. I don't think anything else is going to be very good.
Hits a center
But, I
field.
mean, we'll find out, I guess.
Sanchez makes the routine
Is
catch.
there anything else exciting? I thought there was something else that came out since we've been sitting.
He's in there with a 2-out single.
And now I'm trying to think what it was. What is some big news item? What the hell
Many
else?
southpaw hitters match up as well as this guy does against left-handed pitching. And it's 0-1. Here's the pitch. On the ground, he's got it. What a tremendous diving play. He's on with a single. This right-hander can really hit left-handed pitching.
Yeah, whatever it was, it's not coming to me now.
He hits the target for his stride.
I don't think the runner's going to be stopping at third. If the ball's hit the center field, he does not have a good arm out there.
I saw this morning that John Hunter Nemechek's going back to the Truck Series.
He deserves a better ride than that.
With 1 inning played, Detroit leads
I
2.
have things I think he deserves, but I don't have anything nice to say, so I'll keep my mouth shut.
What ride did he
With
get in
zero
the Truck
stuff to do.
Series?
I'm not sure.
Line
I
drive right to
don't
the
know if
first
that was
baseman.
announced
1 out.
in there. I would not be surprised if it's going. Oh, KBM. I think it was a KBM
This
truck.
guy is okay against right-handed pitching. Arroyo
You know
deals
Johnny
strike 1
Sauter
call.
still has his
This
ride?
pitcher rings up K's with great frequency.
I thought Johnny Sauter retired.
He might have.
There's a high stride.
He raced the full year last year.
Yeah, I thought he was done, but I could be wrong now.
It's hit out to right. Makes the catch to record the out.
He tracked that ball very well off the bat and camped under it. Made the easy play.
2 outs and nobody on.
I like how, at least with these names,
That change of
there's a good number of these that are completely ridiculous, but there's also a number of names like, yeah, that's a name.
Swung on.
Seymour Coe,
There it
perfectly
goes.
reasonable name. Ed Clayton, perfectly reasonable name. Gonzo Tubbs, weirdo name.
There was no doubt about
However,
that.
I think the 60s is an era where those make more sense than some of the ones who tried to shoehorn into the 80s.
Next at the plate.
Yeah, the last 2 Wednesdays I've been streaming Delta Set. I haven't put those on YouTube because I didn't give that many shit. But
I heard Brad won
He
both
delivers
of
a
them.
called strike.
I
He
think
walks
yeah.
about 0 per 9 innings, so batters need to be prepared to swing.
Yeah, that sounds right. We had a hell of a battle, I think, both Wilkesboro and Darlington. We were both, fighting it out. We were door to door, I think, coming to the checker.
One hitter to chase that slider right out of the zone.
Strike 3.
And one more lap, but Darlington might have got
to
it.
the bottom of the
Because,
second. Detroit
he
leads
was
by
short on
3.
fuel.
These guys have really got to focus and stay sharp. Being in first place, you walk around with a huge target on your back.
He missed the strike zone with a 100-mile-per-hour heater.
The guy does not have a real live fastball.
And he gets the called strike.
This guy usually pitches deep into the game whenever he starts. You will
I'm
not
gonna
see
keep
him
an eye
out
out
very often.
out in front because I have
Sometimes you try to make
call zones coming.
That's exactly what you saw right there.
Where are they from?
He's registered 6
Back in
wins
alleys.
and 6 losses so far.
The
that a
home
good
plate
place?
ump asked for help at first.
Oh yeah.
He hits it back to the pitcher. There's a strike. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
He went out of the zone, but the fish weren't biting.
Got him with the fastball on the inside corner.
And the pitcher wins the battle. Sweet pitch to get the catch.
Stepping in, Lance Berkman. Ball outside. He missed with the changeup.
That was a purpose pitch. A changeup off the plate, hoping the batter would go chasing.
Yep, that was my move.
He dropped it. He's on with a 2-out single.
Nice single there. He saw the ball and hit the ball.
Put it in a fucking massive bag.
Next up, Johnny Damon.
Did you just get it?
Fastball for a strike.
Yes, they just walked up and delivered it.
This season, and batters own this guy with a season average of 304.
Easy pop fly to left. Should be caught. After 2 innings, the score is 3-0.
Well, you have to have a massive.
Today's game is brought to you by EA Sports. EA Sports, it's in the game.
I mean, this bag is twice as big as it needs to be now.
Average when he's facing
So
right-handed
are
pitching.
potato chip bags, but
This
they
righty
still
has
taste
2
good.
very good pitches.
Tony, you're not supposed to eat the bag.
And
Fly hit to shallow center field. And he puts it away for the out.
Got a good jump on the ball if the bat got underneath it, made an easy play.
Changeup strike on the inside corner at the knees. Barnes sends it to second. The catch is made. Up next, Nick Johnson. And there's a strike. And here's the delivery. Line drive right to the second baseman. He's in there with a 2-out single.
God, that was a nice single. Good job.
Arroyo misses 1-0. Misses for a ball.
If you're thinking about hitting and running, this may be the time. He's got to throw a strike right here.
A liner. He's on with a 2-out single.
Well, that's a nice single. Put good wood on it, and he ended up at first base.
The next batter is Marcus Giles. That's a low strike.
He showed excellent command with his fastball right there. A strike right on the edge of the zone.
And the side is retired. After 2.5, the Tigers lead by 3 runs. Dirksen strolls to the plate. He swung through the pitch. He goes out to right. Puts it away for the out.
Kipe, he didn't get all that ball. The fielder strolled up and got under it, made an easy play.
Mahomes will hit next. This batter knows how to execute against lefty pitching.
Sometimes you try to make a hitter chase your pitch. That's exactly what you saw right there.
Break one.
Swinging strike. It's hit back up the middle. He reaches with a single. Next at the plate, Mike Lowe. Like most righties, he loves facing off against left-handed pitching. Takes low.
That was a purpose pitch. A changeup off the plate, hoping the batter would go chasing.
Break one.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Kipe, with that first baseman holding the runner on, there's a big hole in the right side of the infield. He's got to be thinking about that with the hit and run.
There's another single. First pitch. He's batting .280 with 6 home runs and 44 runs batted in.
Strike two.
Kipe, look for them to wave that runner home if this ball hit the center. The center fielder does not throw many guys out at home.
He crushes it. Line drive, base hit. It's off the wall. And the run comes home. That's an RBI double.
That's a nice at-bat right there. He got that run home and he ended up in scoring position himself.
Break one.
Kipe, all he's got to do right now is drive that ball to the outfield and pick up that runner from third.
Lands foul. It's hit out to center. Sanchez makes the routine catch. The runner scores on the sacrifice fly.
Well, that's a great at-bat right there. He hit the ball in the air of the outfield, scored a run.
Stepping in, Jason Varitek. Takes a pitch high.
This guy right here will beat you if you get that ball up in the zone.
There's a drive, headed way back, and it's gone.
He knew that one was gone the second he hit it. What a shot!
Cream soda.
Nice. What brand?
I'm sorry, it's not cream, cherry, and it's Fitz's.
Cherry soda? That doesn't sound too good.
You're not going to get a very high average most years from this lefty.
It's amazing.
Fly ball hit the
Despite
other way.
the fact that I've never tried it, I disagree with you.
First
Because
foul.
I've had cherry Coke, and it tastes terrible.
The delivery. Hit to the left side. Just out of the fielder's reach. He's in there with a 2-out single.
Got a good pitch to hit right there, and he put it in the outfield for a single.
Next up, Lance Berkman. Takes a pitch just off the plate, 1-0. Takes a tailing fastball. 2-0 pitch.
I like to see a hit and run in a situation like this. The pitcher's behind the count, so he has to come over, and a pitch out is unlikely. So why not hit and run?
He's rounding second. And a run scores.
Hey, he does a great job of knocking the run, and look at this, they're still threatening.
Action in the bullpen. The manager's out to buy some time. Up next, Johnny Damon.
That mound visit may have gotten in the pitcher's head.
Well, you see, Tony, it's not a cherry soda. I mean, cola. It is a cherry soda, so it is amazing. Like cherry soda.
And it's 0-2.
Okay, this team really needs a big hit from this guy right here with a runner on second. A single would do the job.
They ask the third base umpire if he swung.
Bingo!
I can't say I know the difference.
Down he goes on strikes. After 3 innings, the score is 5-3.
But I'll take your word for it.
Due up, the bottom of the order. There aren't too many left-handed hitters.
Well, if you ever find yourself around here, I'll treat you to one and you'll love it.
Right-handed pitching.
Never make it.
1 out.
Whoa, really made a nice throw right there. That's a job well
If
done.
I end up over there, just
Beimel up next.
or watered.
Strike 2. Wait a minute, buddy. Wait a minute.
3 pitches, 3 strikes.
Strike 1.
There's a line drive. He's on first with a base hit.
Hey, he was looking for the fastball. He got it, and he hit it hard. That is a big league job.
That'll be a base hit. That one's fair. He's headed to third. Another single.
These guys are really running the bases well. That aggressiveness really showed as the runner went from first to third on the single.
Up next with 1 single already, Alex Sanchez. Fastball on the inside half at the knees for a strike.
Strike 2.
He swiped 21 bases. Down he goes on strikes. Going into the bottom of the 4th, the Tigers trail by only 2 runs. The Tigers bring in a new pitcher. Here's the relief pitcher, Kaz Tadano. He'll now face the top of the order. This guy's really got great wheels. He can really mess up with the pitcher's game plan when he gets on.
Sometimes you try to make the hitter chase your pitch. That's exactly what you saw right there.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Strike 2.
Lofts one to left. Makes the catch to record the out.
Okay, this dude needs to keep his head up. This hasn't been his best game. He'll never play another day.
He swiped 1 base. Mahomes sends this one over to third. And he's out. The next batter is Mike Lowe.
Get out here. Strike 1.
It's hit out towards short. Tadano retires the side in order. After 4, the score is 5-3. For more on MVP Baseball, log on to easports.com. EA Sports, it's in the game. Fastball for a strike.
Batter could not lay out the corner strike. Nice fastball there.
Strike 2.
And a little low. Nobody out. That'll drop in for a base hit. Base hit to lead off the inning.
Hey, the guy thought he could sneak that slider by him. I don't think so. Partner, this runner is excellent at reading pitches and their deliveries. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if he went here.
He goes the other way. That throw is wide, and the fielder will have to turn and chase. He's rounding third. They have him in a rundown. Tagged out in the rundown.
Well, I don't know about that throw. He needs to find the target and fire it over.
Swung on and missed. Pitch misses for a ball. And the 1-1. Ground ball pulled down to the left side. This ball is bombed to right. The right fielder is back.
He picked that ball up right off the bat and camped under it for an easy out.
Next at the plate, Marcus Giles.
2-8. Strike one.
He swung through the pitch. Ball. 1-2 count.
Sometimes you try to make the hitter chase your pitch. That's exactly what you saw right there.
Hit towards the shortstop. That'll do it for the Tigers in the 5th inning. Going into the bottom of the 5th, the Tigers trail by 2 runs. The count's 1-0. Split finger misses downstairs for a ball.
Sometimes you try to make the hitter chase your pitch. That's exactly what you saw right there.
Pitch taken for a ball. He takes his base.
Walks always seem to come around to hurt you. He falls behind the batter and just never gets back into the at-bat. Okay, this dude just knows how to steal a bat. He studies film, he studies pitchers, and he can be trying to apply all that right now.
The left fielder makes the catch. Stepping in, Jason Veritek. This guy isn't very good at all against right-handed pitching.
This guy right here feasts on pitches up in the zone.
Strike two.
The count's 1-2.
Partner, this runner is excellent at reading pitchers and their deliveries. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if he went here.
He's around second. Sends it to the cutoff man. 2-base hit.
If the hit goes to right field, they may not want to run. The right fielder's got a cannon for an arm.
Here's the pitch. And now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. In tight. Got him. Next up, Lance Berkman.
Hey, 2 down. Break 1. Strike 2.
He hits it towards first. And that's the final out of the inning with one man left stranded. With 5 innings played, the score is 6-3. Leading off, the bottom of the order. Pitch taken for a ball. That ball caroms off the pitcher. Base hit to lead off the inning.
Let's roll 2 infield. Hey, boys, we're shooting 3 on the head now, outfield.
The appeal goes to third.
He went.
0-1. The center fielder is in full stride. Damon makes the grab for the out.
Type, he didn't get all that ball. The fielder strolled over, got under it, made an easy play.
What a win.
One ball and no strikes.
They've set that defense at double play depth. If you can get a ground ball right here, they might get 2.
There's one out and a man on first. He makes the catch. Up next, Johnny Estrada.
2 out. Popcorn, we got popcorn. Way to make it burn.
Fastball right down the pipe.
Pitcher failed to execute on that pitch, and the ball ended up fatter than a Thanksgiving turkey. But apparently the batter was full because he did not take advantage of it.
Alright, well, that was good. Need about 3 bites more than I really needed, but it means I won't for a while.
Dude,
Going into the bottom of
whenever
the
you
6th,
buy
the
food,
score
you
is
should eat all of
6-3.
it at once.
I mean, when I order food, my intention is usually to eat as much of it put on whole, and then stop. And whatever I don't eat, I put away to reheat later. It's hard to reheat a
Here's the
calzone. It's hard to reheat cannolis too. I don't think I can eat those.
Why would you heat a cannoli?
So
Here's the 0-2 pitch.
fudge will flow. I don't know.
He's going back.
What are you talking
at the
about?
track.
A cannoli's supposed to be...
He makes the catch.
I know.
on the
That's
warning
why I
track.
just totally wrote down. I was trying to say reheat a calzone, but instead my brain pulled cannoli.
Dude, I love cannolis.
I haven't had a cannoli in like 15 years.
Strike 2.
Was it good 15 years ago?
Yes.
Dirksen
I notice
hits
kids
on the
don't like
shallow
cannolis
right.
so much, and I don't...
I think it's because they haven't.
Hey, partner,
haven't been exposed to them.
this game for a while.
I think I ate too fast and drank too much soda at once.
Pitch missed inside.
Strike 1.
So is anything else exciting going on in your life?
Did you say work or world?
I said life.
Oh.
Base hit.
No.
Mahomes has put the bat on the ball.
No big promotion.
I'm beating the Detroit
Stepping
Tigers.
in 2 for 3, Mike Lowe.
In baseball?
Yes.
Close.
Dude, I have these two guys that look alike.
One's
One's slow and one's fast. And I went to steal, and I forgot it was the slow guy.
Trail by 3.
He was out by like 14 seconds.
Stepping in
Out by a year and a half.
Alex Sanchez.
So they have the same face mod. One has a beard, and one has less of a beard.
May I make a suggestion, Tony? Modify their appearance. They look a lot more different.
No, but I have another guy with the same face mod who has no beard.
Yes, so take the slow guy and just totally change his appearance.
Or I could just read his
Liner
name.
right at the first baseman.
I mean, yeah, there's that option.
Taken
But
for
no,
a ball.
nothing exciting.
What the fuck? Hermes Lap? What the fuck?
Hermes Lape.
Okay.
Lap would be L-A-P.
I'll be honest, the last name was not the weird part. And then here we go, here's a perfectly fine name, Harold Pike. I don't know why he's not a Harry, but, you know, it works.
Hey, Kike, you know, every once in a while, you just got to reach back and come up with a good strikeout pitch.
Harold was his name.
I personally would have gone with Christopher,
Out of play.
but Tony, probably you don't know who Christopher Pike is.
No.
You really don't? Do you want me to tell you who he is?
Squeezes it for the out.
Sure. Nice pitch there to get the fly ball.
He was the captain
The
of
next
the
batter
Enterprise
is Nick
before Kirk.
Johnson.
So there was a guy in between the two?
You mean in between the two?
You're talking about Star Trek,
He hits
right?
it towards
Yes. Who are the two you're referring to?
Picard and the other guy?
Bard was a different Enterprise, and that was also like 70 years later. Pike was before Kirk. It was Pike, then Kirk, and then Kirk again.
There was a
Yes. I mean, Kirk's Enterprise is named before ship named Enterprise. Star Trek lore as far as starships. The first one was the NX-01, and that was played by Jonathan Archer, played by Scott Bakula.
I've heard of Chris Cabrera.
Okay, that's not close to either of the names I said.
2 singles
Well,
in the game. Mike
I'm just
Lowe.
telling you I know some Chris's.
You're telling me you don't know who Scott Bakula is?
We had this conversation. His name sounds like Dracula.
Yes, Scott Dracula. You know who he is, though, right?
I've heard his name.
Breaking
He
ball
was
that misses.
on Quantum Leap, and now he's on one of the NCIS's.
How old is he?
2 balls and no strikes.
I'm gonna guess he's like probably in his 50s. Let's find out. Scott Bakula, oh my god, is 66 and from St. Louis?
Grounded to third.
I didn't know that.
They got him.
Huh. Alright, so he's 66. Let me see, I'll get you some other credits.
A base hit.
He was in the movie Necessary Roughness in 1991. He was in Major League Back to the Minors in 1998. His film roles are, I don't think that many here would have
Back
watched.
to the Minors sounds like a really bad movie idea.
Well, I mean, it was. Let's see, he was on Quantum Leap. I'm trying to see if I see anything else to be like, oh yeah, you might have seen that. Well, yeah, and he was on Enterprise, but you know, I know you didn't see that. He was in 7 episodes of Chuck. Alright, Tony never saw that show either. He was in 1 episode of 2.5 Men, but they titled it reference to a different CBS sitcom.
Was he on Andy Griffith's show?
No. I mean, his first role was in 1986. Are you familiar with the show Gung Ho?
No.
How about Matlock?
I've heard of that show.
He was in 2 episodes of Matlock.
The fielder is retreating. Gets off the wall.
I'm also, I need to check something, because I hovered over Matlock and saw the still, and I swear the still image on Wikipedia for Matlock has a Confederate flag in the background. Where was this show set? Atlanta. That checks out. He was in 13 episodes of Murphy Brown.
I've heard of that show.
Is next.
I've never seen it, have you?
He delivers.
Oh, he was in 4 episodes of The New Adventures of Old Christine.
All this guy's got to do is hit the
I've
ball
heard of that
marginally
show.
deep. They should score the run from third.
He was in 1 episode of Boston Legal.
Hey,
He's hitting 306
Captain Kirk.
with 2 home runs and
He's been in 5 episodes of Desperate Housewives. I'm sure you love that show.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's the main role on NCIS New Orleans. That's really all I got for you on Scott Bakula.
He puts it away.
Because I can't imagine that you've seen any of these movies, because I haven't heard of half of them.
To me, that's a successful at bat. That's a batter. Anytime you can drive in a run, you've done your job.
You know what I did watch recently?
What?
Chernobyl,
The movie?
the HBO miniseries.
I would never watch that because it's so depressing.
You are right, it is depressing. You know what's really great? The scenes that, are, like, there's a few scenes before, the nuclear accident. They're just as depressing because
The
80s Soviet Union.
offense is waiting on deck.
Like, it starts off at a baseline of Soviet depressing and just
looks at a ball.
goes downhill.
1-2.
I'll be honest, like, I mean, this isn't even a spoiler. In the first 5 minutes, the main character kills himself.
That is pretty sad.
It's pretty sad.
That's literally how they open the show. Like, they one of the director's commentators, they're talking about, like, we were trying to figure out how we wanted to find the story. We moved from the very beginning. We didn't want it to be like building up to the accident or building up to a suicide. We decided we'd just start with it. First thing's is suicide. Second thing is the accident has already
The Red
happened.
Sox turn it over to
Like,
the pen.
that's not what our story's about.
That's the best way to start a movie. Just get to the point.
It was a very good way for them to do the miniseries. They started with the accidents happened. What we're dealing with now is how bad is it, and what do we need to do to like keep it from getting worse. Like the whole first episode is a lot of what has actually happened,
Marcus Giles.
because that is the thing they ran into. They really didn't know right away what had happened. Like it was a good while before they realized, oh, the reactor exploded and the cores exploded. Like, they were not aware of that immediately, and were certain that couldn't be
some
possible.
activity down in their pen.
There were a number of things, hubris being one of them, and also bad detecting equipment that, they were trying to read how much radiation there was. And like, oh, well, this meter's reading that's 3.6 Röntgen. That's not great, but it's not terrible. It's, we can deal with this. That's as high as their meter went.
Deep to left.
I'm trying. Let me see if I can react.
Over.
Their meter went,
After
and that's
7
not
and a half,
terrible.
the Tigers trail by 4.
Yeah, that's as high as the meter went. Oh, yeah, there we go. When they finally got a good meter in there, the guy who got the reading came back and said, it's not 3 Röntgen,
Okay, this guy
it's
right here's got some kind of big
15,000.
pop. You got to be careful where you pitch in.
To put it in perspective, that's bad.
I'm
Let me see
surprised
if
the
I
whole
can-
world
Next
can
up, John
die.
Damon.
Well, that was a concern at one point. I'm trying to see if I can find somewhere that sort of has hey, this is usually what's like Fable.
Fly ball pulled out to right. Puts it away for the
It's a unit they don't really use anymore because it's not actually a super useful measurement in determining how dangerous it is. I'm trying to see if I can find what would be like, where you go, oh no, we need to leave immediately.
1 inning remaining.
And I'm trying to find
leads
that.
by 4.
Oh, here you go. 3 to 400 causes serious radiation sickness.
This is it. They're going to have to create some offense in a hurry.
400 to 1,000, acute illness, early death.
A liner.
10,000 to
the second
10,000.
baseman.
1,000.
That's a great play and a very tough line.
1,000 to 5,000. Acute illness and early death, and I think you get above 5,000, it's like you die very quickly. Like bad stuff starts happening very quickly. A dose of 2 to 300 is usually fatal if exposed for, was it 30 days? I think it says it's almost always fatal. So yeah, like it's bad. 15,000 is really bad.
The manager is going to buy his bullpen some time with this mound visit.
What's he going to tell?
I would think anything that's 15,000 is bad. 15,000 miles bad.
And here comes the
15,000 hot dogs.
Keith Fulk.
Bad.
Oh,
bad.
so
15,000 watermelons grown on the patch. Too many watermelons. Bad.
So here it is. Somebody broke it down into a unit that's a little bit better for judging, radiation effects on people. That 15,000 Vulcan is equivalent to 139 Sieverts. 8 Sieverts is enough to kill with medical attention. So 15,000 is really, really bad.
Gathers it in with his glove. The ball game is
15,000 sprinkles on your ice cream.
What about $15,000?
Spent bad.
The Boston Red Sox
I don't know. I
win
spent
it by
$15,000
3.
once.
And you're probably still driving the damn thing.
I am still driving that car, although I would like to be replacing it here pretty soon. When I bought the car, the plan was to get 5 years. Guess what it's been?
5 years.
Yeah. I really wanted to get rid of it earlier than that, but between not being able to make a decision, not wanting to spend money, and then COVID, that delayed anything in that. Where now I've gotten what I wanted to get out of the car.
That's just an excuse, Tim.
I didn't say it wasn't an excuse. Granted, not knowing for sure that I was going to have a job come October was kind of, a thing. But yeah, so they had all sorts of stuff with not even realizing at first that, the reactor was exposed to the air. It's one of those things that it depends on whose account you want to actually believe of what the human impact of the accident really was. Because I want to say the official death toll reported by the Soviet Union was like 21. I'm just going to say I guarantee more than 21 people died.
It's like the opposite of COVID. They're trying to not let it be a big deal.
Alright, the official death toll from the Soviet Union was 31. The UN said it was 50. Other sources have said as high as 4,000. Let me see. Yeah, the numbers are all over the place. I found the list of everybody that died as a direct result. Let's see, does it say cause of death? Acute radiation sickness. Burns on 100% of body. Oof. Radiation sickness, trauma, radiation sickness, radiation sickness, radiation sickness, thermal burns,
100%.
thermal and radiation burns, trauma, cancer 18 years later, external burns, blistered heart. Fuck. That's not a good way to go. Yeah, most of them died of radiation sickness that were officially cited, with a few others.
Dude, I'd like to keep my heart in complete tact, please. If possible,
Yeah, so there's been discussion that it could be, as high as 16,000 people that may have died as a result. But some of that stuff like, oh, they got cancer. Would they have gotten cancer anyway? Unclear. It's a little hard to nail that down. Now, after I watched that, then I ended up reading about 3 Mile Island in Fukushima. I didn't realize how bad Fukushima had been. I didn't realize that Fukushima had actually melted down.
Fukushima?
Yes, you don't remember the Fukushima nuclear plant in Japan right after the earthquake?
No.
It had a meltdown and exploded twice?
I missed that one.
Yeah, it put a lot of radiation leaked out of that into the Pacific. However, I don't think there were any direct deaths, and while it is rated on the scale as the same severity as Chernobyl, I would say it wasn't quite as bad of a disaster, A, because the reactor and containment design was much better, but still not perfect, but also it was handled a lot better. One of the reasons really it was such an issue is that it was caused by a tsunami, so the plans to bring in assistance if something went wrong did not account for the infrastructure to get there being destroyed. So that was kind of the issue they ran into. Oh, let's see. Are you familiar with 3 Mile Island at all?
No, but it sounds familiar.
It was a plant just outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, that had a partial meltdown in the 70s. And the most that was ever, there was what was reported, and frankly the way I've read the report, I think this is an accurate description, a minute amount of radioactive gas was vented to prevent an explosion.
So when I think of partial meltdown, I'm picturing a Snickers bar with the chocolate partially melted.
That's basically what the core did. Part of the core melted. It didn't fully melt, it didn't leave its containment vessel, but it partially melted.
Okay. Understood.
Which is bad.
Yeah, well, it's not good.
Well, it's not going to be good.
Okay. So you have a Reese's cup, and the chocolate's half melted when you get it out of the machine. How do you know what happened to it?
Well, you know it melted.
Exactly. And the peanut butter might be screwed.
I really thought you were going to try to use a peanut butter cup as an analogy for an atomic reactor, at which one I was going to say, well, at that point then the chocolate is the reactor casing, and then the peanut butter is the stuff that you want to keep completely enclosed, otherwise you die.
Dude, I don't want to die.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Now, what's crazy to me, they do tours of Chernobyl.
They shouldn't do that.
Well, the levels of radiation there are now in a spot where they're not inherently dangerous to be there. However, prolonged exposure to that environment is not super healthy. I'd have to look up to see exactly what it is, but I mean, most of the exclusion zone is baseline pretty safe. The issue is that a lot of the soil and objects are still fairly radioactive. So anything that creates dust is a problem, because breathing that dust gets radioactive particles in your lungs, and that's bad.
Yeah, I still wouldn't go there. I don't care what people say, because they might be wrong.
I mean, they've got counters.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a big thing with science. I understand science as a non-exact thing, but as an exact thing, something like that, I still wouldn't trust.
The levels last estimated in the reactor building, some of the worst areas are 5.6 roentgen per second, which I think is still, not great, but I'm trying to find what it is now. So, okay, so what I found is now measured in millisieverts, and we were talking about, what was it? Was it 8 sieverts is enough to kill you? Oh yeah, here you go. It has what it does. So 1,000 sieverts in a single dose is fatal within weeks. A chest X-ray is 0.1. A CT scan is about 16. So that gives you a baseline. 16 is the highest you'll ever get from like a medical procedure. So right now, the cemetery in Pripyat is 14 to 22, and that seems to be about the highest I'm seeing outside of the actual plant itself. The cooling towers are 1.5 on the inside and 12.6 outside of them. The vehicle dump is 1.6. The roads around the sarcophagus around the reactor, 2.4 to 2.6.
Sarcophagus?
That's what they called the containment building they built to cover the reactor.
Just call it the building that does that.
Yeah, so it seems like it's actually, like... It's, you know... Basically what they thought it was the night of the explosion. It's not terrible, but it's not great, but it's not terrible. Like, you can go on that tour and not really be worried about it. Now, you wouldn't want to live there for a prolonged period of time. But, people still work there.
That's crazy. I'd feel so squeamish just being there. It's like going to the Amityville horror house.
Well, nothing happened there, and it's Amity.
Horror house.
Now I can't say Amity.